Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspective from a chart analyst who argues that if you want to have insane price action, and I'm paraphrasing here, but if you want to have some really fun parabolic price action, XRP is the coin that you need. And I find it hard to disagree with that, with how long XRP is consolidated, the legal clarity, you name it. Everything heading in the right direction, and behaviorally, in terms of price action over the last couple months, outperforming just about every coin in the top 100, it's hard to rationally argue against the thought. Now, of course, you still see people who give very clear reasons not to trust them, or their rationale anyway, even if they're being intellectually honest. One key thing to watch for is if people say, anybody that says, oh, XRP, you don't want, that's that dino coin from a couple pumps ago. But then the people that tell you that will, in the next sentence tell you, oh yeah, of course you want your Bitcoin though. You got to have your ETH. Oh, I'm sorry. So those dino coins are fine, but not XRP, which has been outperforming the market the last couple months. How about that? And so you have your, you're supposed to have your Bitcoin, your ETH, your Solana, but for some reason, let's not have a well-balanced portfolio. Let's not have all of the top 10. Let's throw out XRP because reasons. Those arguments, they're laughable to me. None of those make sense. It couldn't be more obvious that XRP, in terms of utility, it has been widely adopted. It is here to stay. Do you not think eventually price, catches up with the value? I mean, I certainly think, especially if you're talking about expansion in crypto markets, because look, I think there's going to continue to be a bigger and bigger crypto pie. So unless you think everything's going to fail and go to zero, okay, but that's silly as well. So anyway, I'm going to share with you some perspectives, but before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so I'll also share with you some additional reasons that it's optimistic to believe that what we're going to see is a continuation in crypto markets to the upside, and XRP absolutely will be a part of that. Chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto sure as hell believes that, and he's very bullish on XRP, by the way. He shared this post, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. And you can see he's drawing a comparison between what's happening right now in terms of developing price action compared to 2015 and 2016. He's clearly thinking this looks pretty samey. And so he wrote, one thing about this altcoin's final capitulation is that a breakout usually leads to a speechless rally. We are very close to an expansion phase. Now, folks, that is absolutely true. Now, you're still paying attention, but so many people are not. They've capitulated. They're bored by the sideways price action, which, yeah, if somebody feels that way, I can't blame them, honestly. I'm still excited by this every day, but to each their own. Although it is very clear. So, like, even though I'm still getting... this is just one metric that I can look at, just like a little inside baseball for you. So I normally get, during times when... there's not a lot of excitement in crypto, I still get collectively on all my videos in a given month, probably about 1 million views. August was a little bit lower than that, but I also took off a few days. But it's just fascinating. Like I can see dips and increases based on what is happening in terms of price action. Like what I'm telling you is the price action of the crypto asset class correlates with my viewership. And it's kind of funny. I don't know if you ever thought about it like that. And so then, of course, during the bull mania, it's just like it'll like quadruple in terms of viewers because there'll be so many new eyeballs that want to pay attention to crypto. It's not specifically because of me. That happens to every crypto YouTube channel, by the way. But I just thought I'd note it's just one more thing that you wouldn't necessarily know if you're not on this side of the mic. It's that it actually does correlate. It really does. And so fewer people are paying attention right now, which is why I say kudos to you if you're listening here at the beginning of September of 2024, when so many people have just either given up or they're feeling bored with it. This is an important time to be aware of what's going on. This is, as they say, the calm before the storm. There's also this post. This is from a charting guy. And this is actually a funny meme. Some of you may have seen this. It's some sort of, I don't know, some sort of scout here with lots of badges. He wrote, when you first discover altcoins, you gotta catch them all, right? You gotta collect them all, whatever, like a Pokemon. And so he noted a few things here. Charting guy wrote, Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana are the big three and should be a part of everyone's portfolio. Then he named a few others that are cycle leaders, says gotta have them. But then the next sentence is what I found most interesting and hard to argue with. He says, as far as pump coins for when alt season comes, XRP and Doge are your best bet. So you should always have some. And so with how long XRP has been consolidating and seeing the strength during this sideways price action in the crypto market, that is incredible. That is, look, I'm telling you, how XRP has been behaving the last couple months is not how it normally behaves. It has been showing weakness in terms of price action against Bitcoin forever, you know? So you'll love to see this. This is an exciting time. Eventually, but see, that's what I would say. Eventually, bottoms are found in markets. This shouldn't be surprising. It's fantastic. This is not the time to be bearish on XRP, but here you see in crypto some really big names saying XRP should just not be a part of your portfolio. I'm just thinking that's probably going to age like a fine milk. That would be my guess right there. So there's this post from Charting Guy, and he said, top in 5 to 8 months. And so that's what he thinks is most probable. In 5 to 8 months, that's where we're going to have the top of this particular market cycle. And somebody got a little bit negative here and said, when nothing happens again, just keep moving that goalpost. Just use more exclamation points. 7-year RSI, 513 fractal, $5 XRP in May. I'm going to make a call. Crypto will hit new all-time highs someday in the future. I called it whenever it happens. Now, Charting Guy wasn't really thrilled with the tone of that, and I understand why. And he had a response to that, which I found interesting, but it also shares some thoughts about what's going to happen in terms of price action for XRP and Bitcoin, when this might happen, and why opinions and perspectives and expectations from him sometimes can change. And so here's what he wrote. I will add an exclamation point on that post you're commenting under each month as we get closer to the top to emphasize the importance. Been speaking of this time frame for a top since I called the lows late 2022. Yes, XRP broke out of a 7-year relative strength index downtrend on the monthly recently and is now back testing it. And so, folks, I want to pause there to note that's what I was referencing. That's a big part of what I was referencing anyway. XRP has been showing strength, incredible strength, uncharacteristic strength if you look at how it's been behaving in recent years. This is not the time to be bearish on XRP. It just isn't. 7-year downtrend just about. Yep. And of course, I still blame the SEC for a big chunk of that, but still, it is what it is. And now it's acting differently. And it's outperforming Bitcoin. It has been. Anyway, then he says, it's a monthly chart. Will take some months to play out. There were many times from April through July where XRP could have broke out to all-time high. It needs to break 70 cents, and we're off. But each time it got close, Bitcoin hit resistance, and each time that happened, I said caution here. We likely have a slight dip. Literally called it each time. Most recently, late July. And so, folks, that's another thing that you don't have to be a chart analyst to understand. If Bitcoin sneezes, the whole market catches the cold, as they say, right? And so if Bitcoin's going to trend sideways, it's not remotely probable, and there's no historic precedent for XRP going on some crazy rampage all on its lonesome. I mean, if it happens, great, but there's no historic precedent for it. Why would you think that's probable? And so the fact that it's been doing what it's doing, okay. So there are moments, especially with how XRP's chart specifically looks. I think that he'd probably argue exactly that point. I mean, he is. It's just that Bitcoin's been ranging, right? So wait for more money to flow in the space. But anyway, then he says, XRP and most altcoins will do absolutely nothing until Bitcoin breaks out into price discovery. I've repeated this many times, and each time it almost happened and rejected, I called it out and said alt season is delayed until Bitcoin breaks out. And so just pause, and this is why I'm glad that he's stating this and defending himself, although I always say I always get nervous when there are strict deadlines from any chart analyst, no matter how great they are, about when they think something's going to happen. I always get a little bit nervous because you can't consistently predict time-wise when something's going to happen. No analyst I've ever seen can do that. The blockchain backer talks about that all the time. That's why he always hesitates to, which I respect. Now, somebody wants to put out if you're like, twist my arm, okay, here's a very broad range. It might, I don't know, low conviction, but maybe. I have no problems with that either. But very clearly here, he as there was new price action and new data that he took in, that's when he would change his perspective. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly reasonable. And so this guy that was giving him crap, there's a reason that he got so frustrated by that. I understand why, because it doesn't acknowledge that he got new data and changed his perspective. That's totally reasonable. Should he not? He gets new data and then he thinks it's going to change, but then he just doesn't say anything? That wouldn't make sense to me. But anyway, then he says, just because I post something saying it's a possibility does not mean it has to happen that time. Short term is always speculation. My base case is XRP and many other alts hit new highs this cycle. Speculating on when depends on Bitcoin price action, which has taken longer than I initially thought, and I admitted this, and you few haters left over from that just love to ignore 95% of my posts and all my updates. So, bull markets don't, like, it doesn't make sense that to think that the party's over. It really just doesn't. Take a look at this post. This is from chart analyst Dr. Magic. This is the crypto total market cap. And so when he references total and what I'm about to read you, he's talking about the market cap for the entire crypto asset class. He wrote, doesn't make any sense for the bull market to be over. I don't know how you look at total and its monthly volatility so far and think it's so over. Well, I sure as hell don't. And then he's highlighting Bollinger Bands at the down here, and you can see what happened once you got to the low levels. You ultimately do see spikes, so wouldn't it be weird if it doesn't go that direction this time? This time different? Famous last words. There's also this post from chart analyst Dr. Magic. He said, don't want to see XRP losing this level here. If we do, that means no bullishness in lower time frame. Of course, that would just be short term, but he's talking about 55 cents. So watch for that. At least at the moment I'm recording this, we're safely above that. What are we at? 50? Yeah, almost 57 cents actually. So we'll see if it holds. But either way, I'm just saying, on the higher time frame, nothing has changed. We just need to be patient. I don't see the sign. Where are the signs that this is over? It doesn't exist. I mean, I'm willing to hear any argument, but the analysts that I follow them for a reason. They've got pretty damn good hit rates, and none of them are calling for that. Not one, literally. That's kind of telling, I think. So we'll see what happens, but I just think the best is yet ahead, and I'm here for it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.